Yeah. What's up, everyone? This is Arturo, and we got some controversy. Uh, Progressive Voice lashes out at Jimmy Dore. So, Jimmy Dore called out Hipster Mike from the Humanist Report on Twitter and for his milquetoast support of hashtag Force the Vote. And as we know, Mike Figueredo, also known as Hipster Mike, is an incrementalist who wants to build inside the Democrat Party and has a lack of historical analysis and spouts Zionist, Orientalist talking points, and is a Zionist grifter shilling for Zionist settler Bernie Sanders, who took 5K from J Street and lived on an illegal Zionist settlement on ethnically cleansed Palestinian land, right? So Hipster Mike was making excuses saying Pramila Jayapal and Mark Pocan supported the HEROES Act and were pushing Nancy Pelosi, which they weren't pushing hard enough, and they're frauds, quite frankly, as all the Democratic Party are, right? And Progressive Voice smeared Jimmy Dore for rightly calling out the hashtag fraud squad. And Progressive Voice shouldn't be one to talk because A, he barely covers foreign policy, B, he supports Bernie, and if you look at all his videos on his website, on his YouTube page, it's just social democrat clickbait praising the fraud squad without even criticizing them for being war criminals, Zionists, and imperialists. Okay? And yes, Rashida Tlaib is a Zionist because she took money from J Street. And she has a buddy from an organization called the Michigan Israel Business Booster or something like that. One of her buddies, a literal friend of hers, that gave her help connect her with J Street, and another PAC run by Jeremy Ben-Ami affiliated with J Street called Foreign Policy for America. But that's a different story for a different time, because now we're calling out Progressive Voice. Progressive Voice, like I said earlier, is social democrat clickbait, barely covers foreign policy, heaps loads of praise on the hashtag fraud squad that the fraud squad don't deserve. But yet he has the nerve to call Jimmy delusional for exposing the hashtag fraud squad. And he doesn't think Biden is as bad as Trump. Biden is as bad as Trump. Let's be honest. Biden supported the 94 crime bill, the Patriot Act, CVE. He was vice president when Obama passed CVE and did surveillance on Muslim communities, okay? And also, Joe Biden, just like Trump, committed war crimes. And he committed war crimes during Obama's administration. He did a coup in Egypt, a coup in Ukraine, a coup in Honduras, all kinds of greedy, nefarious, imperialist crap in Haiti with the help of the Clintons. He supported the war in Iraq, the war in Afghanistan. He's a Zionist. He's a fervent Zionist, and he has supported war crimes in Palestine. He did war crimes in Syria. He tried to overthrow the democratically elected leader of Syria. He did war crimes in Yemen, did a coup in Yemen, did a coup in Libya. With the help of Obama, Joe Biden installed open-air slave markets in Libya. He is just as bad as Trump. And so Progressive Voice is a lying, shilling, neoliberal, crypto-Zionist, imperialist Democrat grifter. And now he's being exposed. And he thinks that Jimmy is going to turn on his supporters. Well, and I think that's a compliment. That's just a really backhanded compliment, because those that are Bernie bots and that are crypto imperialists, social fascists, and social chauvinists, like Bernie Sanders, of course Jimmy Dore is going to turn on them, right? Of course he will. And I think it's time for Jimmy Dore to turn on a lot of those Bernie bots and start something new, something progressive and anti-imperialist. Progressive Voice rarely calls out Bernie Sanders and the hashtag fraud squad. To my knowledge, he hasn't. And like I said earlier, his YouTube page is social democrat, social chauvinist clickbait, and he heaps loads of praise on the hashtag fraud squad. And he has similar views to TYT, despite the fact that he claims he doesn't watch them. I don't know if those claims are true. I can't verify if they're true or not, right? Only Allah knows, right? So, we don't know. But he has very similar views to TYT. And he praises cultural Zionist Sam Cedar, who opposes a cultural ban on the Zionist entity and an academic ban on the Zionist entity. And he gives Sam Cedar a platform, which is not good because Sam Cedar is a liberal Zionist and Sam Cedar supports genocide in Palestine. So, that being said, the so-called progressive voice is not very progressive, and he has revealed himself to be yet another grifting crypto-fascist, crypto-Zionist, chauvinist, social democrat grifter who is going to attack real progressives like Jimmy Dore, okay? So he has been exposed. Hipster Mike has been exposed. Cenk Uygur, a.k.a. the Junk Ogre, has been exposed. And we can all see why. They're imperialists and they can't be trusted. Jimmy Dore is the one you can trust. Franco from Frank Analysis is the one you can trust. Richard Medhurst you can trust. But you can't trust Progressive Voice. You can't trust Sam Cedar. You can't trust the Humanist Report. And you sure as heck can't trust TYT. And that is all for today. I'll be back later with a really fun video. That's all for today now. Peace.